most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
If you grab a fistful of this and put it in a Ziploc bag, you can sell it as weed to the locals.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Roustabout. On the show today, Aaron Berg.
Hi.
Hey Aaron, how are you?
I'm great. This is lovely, man.
I have to tell you though, every time I've done this, I've almost gotten a fist fight. Every time I get this stick out,
Yeah.
what I'm asking you is, look, if you see a gun,
Yeah.
just run. I don't want to explain that.
All right.
If there's a knife, if you see that I might get the guy on the ground, please just boot him once in the face before
Okay.
you call the cops.
I will.
I'm gonna need a beat.
Look at this.
I'm gonna
This
need
was
a
an old
beat.
slave plantation. They
It is.
divided it into timeshare.
But the thing about that's only been built in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
They're trying to get back in the game again.
They see his Texas. Look at all these turtles, Jay.
Yeah, I know. You could. I'm starting to feel my Canadianism slide in now. Aaron, when did I meet you? 2003?
2001.
Was it one?
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
It's been 21 years. And you haven't aged at all.
I know,
You
it's
look
disgusting.
wonderful. And your lifestyle seems like horrific. And like I worked out like 5 days a week. I was eating healthy, and then I was like, my heart. So weird.
Yeah, but you had that period of your life where you were tripling down on your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still, do you see, now look, I'm not a doctor, but I always see these shows where the guys have been doing, I was so-and-so, I worked out a lot as a teenager, my knees are blown out from squats.
For sure. It takes its toll.
Who's that bodybuilder that's had like 7 heart attacks?
Everyone.
No. No, the big guy.
Not Ronnie Coleman.
No, white guy.
Dorian Yates. I don't know.
Boomer was telling me, he showed me the video of the guy. He goes, look at the size of this guy. First of all, he was at a bodybuilders convention, and bodybuilders were coming up to this guy. He was all steroids.
Yeah.
But he goes, yeah, you don't want that. That guy's had 6 heart attacks.
Yeah.
He goes, you can do all that, but your heart, and I come from a family of heart disease.
Yeah, me too, apparently.
Really?
I didn't know until I went into the ER.
Did you even took your grandparents' health records
They
and
did.
stuff?
I always just thought I was healthy. It was stress, I think, that put me in.
Yeah.
And then, and I didn't know. I just felt itchy. And then we checked my blood pressure, and it was 200 over 140. They sent an ambulance, and then now I'm on meds, and I feel better. But it's not good. You got no extra weight on you. I still need to drop 25 pounds.
I was going to say that when you came over.
I know.
No, but it's all that wet sweater around your waist.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly
not like
it. I know.
you're not like.
It's not because everyone's like, "Oh, your arms look great. You're healthy," and then you're like,
I know.
Face.
It is a. That is the first thing to go, especially if you think about it. The guys that are in their 20s with beer guts, who never exercised and also are taking into calories of
Yeah.
a triathlon runner
the extra.
and then beaten off in bed. That's why all these young comics are suffering from malnutrition and
Yeah.
scoliosis.
The guy we saw last night, your friend, it affected his brain, the way he talks.
Your friend. I always get blamed.
Yeah,
Hey, how come when there's somebody fucking up at the party, it's Rouse's pal?
I don't know. Remember you had a friend that
I've
Adam
interested-
McFawn said something bad to, and he punched him in the face, and you go, what do you expect? He's got a tattoo on his face.
Oh, that's right. That guy died, by the way.
Why?
The guy, well, I'm not gonna name names, but he, not Adam's brother, because that's who Adam McFawn's brother's the guy. He's the one who slapped my friend, or he's
boy.
the one. Okay, let me explain.
Yeah, you would run in some circles with some people that
My
were...
friends were face slappers.
Yeah. And a face slap, if you don't know, that's the ultimate. That's like, I could break your nose, but I'm just going to
Totally.
treat you like a bitch.
Totally.
I've been slapped in the face before by
Yeah.
a guy from Hamilton.
No way.
And it just made me so much anger. And he was a good fighter. He was really out of shape, but I kept teasing him. And he just got so upset and he slapped me in the face.
Yeah.
And then I knew I got bitched out, but I tried to turn it on him. And I was like, you're a bitch for slapping me. You slapped like a bitch. And I was like,
Oh
I
no!
lost that
How
one.
old were you?
This is yesterday.
You're trying to get out of the airport in Toronto. Some guy in a Tiger Cats jersey.
I was in England, the tour that I saw you. I went over with Tony Lee, and I was there, and this guy's
That's
name
right.
was Gene Goodrow. And he was from
yeah.
Hamilton, and he wanted to learn how to be an X-rated hypnotist like Tony Lee. So the whole trip, we're just making fun of him. We're throwing his shoes out of the car. And
On
then
a
he just-
hypnotist tour.
Yeah, and then he had enough, like that. And I go, what the fuck? And that, I'll tell you, that puts you in your place real quick. You got to put up or shut up.
Well, you were in your 30s then,
yeah.
and you were getting smacked in the face in your
That's
30s.
right. Dude, I got in a physical altercation a month ago.
I'm running a little. I'm moving a little quicker than I should, so I'm
Okay,
gonna slow
I
it
can
down a bit. You know what? I run this thing in the morning for an hour.
Oh, do you?
I run all the way past the university
I should start.
and all the
running
way down. Yeah, you don't have bad
away
joints,
from
do
my
you?
wife. No, I don't have bad joints.
Oh, before I forget, I got some cream for your wife. As gross as that sounds.
Really? What is it?
This fucking.
For her
I got a
herpes
little
wor-
bit
oh,
left.
CBD for her knee?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's got knee problems. I got her arthroscopic surgery for $4,000. And they're
What
like,
is that?
And as soon as they finished it, she's got a knee problem. I don't know, she had knee problems when she was younger. So the guy goes, yeah, okay, we'll do this. And after I paid, he's like, so it may last a year or maybe a couple months right after I paid. That's the American healthcare system.
There's
Like
no
it-
guarantee, right?
My ER, they sent me a bill for $20,000.
I know. I think I saw you post something
Yeah.
about that. I knew.
And
this
it got
girl.
taken care of. I went on social media. I called
Raise the
out
money?
No, I wouldn't raise the money. I'm not a hillbilly. I got the company that's like our insurance. They're not even real insurance. They're like a Black Baptist healthcare thing where they're like, we got you covered, not you. That's what we used to say. And then and then I was like, why are they doing? And then the CEO reached out because of the social media, and she's like, oh, let me take care of everything.
No way.
Took care of it. Yeah. I don't like those GoFundMes. You like those GoFundMes?
Hey, it worked for Jared.
What did he do?
Well, I'd seen him doing the park shows in Toronto during
Yeah.
COVID, and I could see by the mechanics of what he was doing how it would apply to a show like Kill Tony. Mm-hmm. He thrives in the structure of a board game. The kid's
Okay.
all snakes and ladders,
Yeah.
right? But where are you going to find
Is that how his brain got injured? A ladder fall?
a ladder fall? It was actually a kayaking competition
Yeah.
down a flight of stairs.
Go!
Jackass was really popular.
So you saw him at the park shows in Toronto, and what'd you say?
Smashing it, and then I started to think about, well, what I just left in Los Angeles was that Brian and Tony had been doing shows at the store that were filling up 500 you know, on a Tuesday. And that's when everyone started to recognize, oh, every night at the store is Saturday night.
Right.
And for that energy being transplanted to a place like Austin, which is kind of a neutral ground between LA and New York. LA doesn't give a fuck about Texas. New York doesn't give a fuck about Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas is Texas.
Yeah.
So first of all, dude, I go, look, everybody, I was telling all the other I go, he's the only one that had applause breaks today.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys, you know what I mean? Like, don't be flippant of somebody who's bringing the goods. It comes in all different vehicles.
Yep.
There's no framework for any of us.
He's just in a meat vessel. He's still
Totally.
contrary to what Christians would say. He still has a soul. He's part of this universe.
I was gonna say abomination, but you're a little more.
But that's a really good point. When you're around people like Duncan and stuff, you become more aware of this stuff. But you're like, oh yeah, we all are kind of part of the same thing.
What a peach Duncan is.
He's a peach.
The guy in the wolf den.
Give me 1 sec, real quick. I'm good. Let's go.
Is your knee bothering you? It works better with horse shit, I have to be honest with you. There's nothing about, I know there's a series of memes and stuff about this, but guys can't walk past shit without pretending they took it.
Yeah.
I got yelled at by my ex-girlfriend's mother for doing something similar to that.
What'd you do?
Well, they were, first of all, they were doctors, and they owned a hospital in Sweden. I wouldn't say conservative, but they really were not up for my goofy Canadian disposition. And we were on a long hike through this countryside, and there was a farm nearby and had these cows that were kind of free range to a certain degree. So there was fresh piles of cow shit.
Yeah.
And I mean like healthy patty. These are Swedish cows. They're eating good. They're not abused sexually or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So these are like healthy, and
They have access to abortions.
they have access to abortions.
Yeah.
So I am walking behind the mother, and I say, "Oh, chocolate." And I lean over and rip one of the horse shits off the ground.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, oh, like I didn't know.
Yeah. Chocolate.
Yeah. She's like, no. She completely thought I was an idiot.
Yeah.
It was quite funny to watch somebody turn on their medical, like, safety first hat. Don't eat horse shit.
Yeah.
You'll get a tummy ache.
Not proven.
I don't. Hey, first of all, I guess magic mushrooms grow on cow shit, right?
I suppose. I don't do drugs anymore. I
Well-
just don't have the time to take that time away from life. You know, when you have a kid.
Let me
you're like,
boil it down to this.
Yeah.
If you're high and your kid dies, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're pretty sad.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. My father-in-law almost died. Yeah. My father-in-law almost died. I had some weed. I gave it to him on the golf course. It was 98 degrees out. He's getting bit by horseflies all day. He's bleeding. He smokes this weed. He's like, man, it's hot. I'm like, we got 3 holes left, Bob. Let's go. And we drive down this hill, and I look over. His eyes are rolled back in his head.
How old
And
was
he's
the
just
guy?
like, he's like in his 80s.
Can't
78, but he was smoking weed normally, and I didn't know this was gonna kill him. And so then I'm like, Bob, and he's not moving. I'm slapping his face. He's not coming to.
I started crying.
And I'm like, Bob, and I go to call my wife. I'm like, oh no, that's a mistake. So I just start slapping more and more, and I call 911. He's still out. Slap it, throw water in his face, more slap. Bob, wake up, like that. And he finally, what?
Passed out.
He was gone for 3 minutes. Like, I think he was dead. And then they showed up, and I go, Bob, don't tell him about the weed.
Well, your wife told me.
And he goes, don't tell anyone what happened. But then I had to, so I go, Bob kind of passed out a little. And then he snitched me out. He's like, we smoked some weed. So I go from being a hero that saved his life to this drug dealing tool that almost killed him.
At a high school,
Yeah.
taking out the elderly.
Yeah.
Your wife was telling me that last time she took an edible, she had to get out of her Uber 3 times to check the license plate.
She just
Because
hates
they
the
thought
smell
they
of
were-
Indian people. Pull over. Checking the plate. Oh, God, what did you eat? Why do you keep listening to Russell Peters in this car?
That's never the case, though.
What?
You never hear, like, East Indian cab driver
No.
listening to North American comic. It's usually some sort of religious
Yeah.
thing. It always makes me...
Get a pilot's license. Deal
you know,
with the pedophiles.
when there's a Quran sitting on the passenger seat, I'm always hesitant to start singing along. You know, I got turned down by the fucking Scientology.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it was my attitude or what I was wearing that day. But
Where'd you go, in L.A.?
well, I didn't. I was walking down the street, and there was a guy that stands out front of the Hollywood Boulevard one, right where Hollywood and Highland there. One of the big ones, I think second biggest one, which looks like Darth Vader's castle.
Yeah.
The guy pulled it. He was handing flyers out, soliciting.
I still got it. I still got it. She like smiled at me because I was like,
Yeah, she thinks you're taking your dying brother out for a walk. I look like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
yeah.
And you look like, I know you get the
gay.
Marlboro Man meets Van Diesel.
Yeah. So you're at Hollywood and Highland.
Oh. And he's good. This guy's good. There's a woman and a man. He's got this perfect white hair, suited thing. You know how they do it.
Yeah.
They kind of, what fucks with me too is they kind of wear the Mormon uniform to a certain degree.
Right.
And which any cult horseshit, I'm gonna run screaming as hard as I can at these kids.
Okay.
Both of us. Hold hands.
How far do we go? All the way around?
We gotta walk for 4 more days.
You're nuts. It's the 4th of July. We should just be home.
Is it 4th of
38?
July?
38's in our mouth, yeah. It's 4th of July. You're coming over.
I'm going back to Canada at the end of the month.
Why?
End of August. I got some Yucks gigs in September.
That'll be fun.
And
Toronto?
then I'm taking a couple of Canadians to Denmark to do some shows in Copenhagen.
That's fun. Who?
Sam Walker and Brett Forte and Brendan, a.k.a. Uncle Hack,
Brendan.
to do a few weeks in Copenhagen and
Boy, that's fun.
Sweden in November.
You still like going there?
I love it. I love it. I really enjoy. Now look at Sweden to Denmark, very different things. You
Yeah.
know, it's like New Jersey to Florida as
Yeah.
far as attitude. But I enjoy Finland, I enjoy Iceland, I enjoy Denmark, I enjoy Sweden, Norway. Clearly, some places are more. The places I don't sell the most tickets or do that well in front of, like
Yeah.
places like the capitals of like Norway, like Oslo and Stockholm, for whatever reason, they're a little more kind of like we're the nice whites.
Yeah.
And they're not having this fucking shithead from Hamilton. I got yelled at. Well, Yoshi got yelled. Yoshi came and opened for me
Yeah.
in Oslo, and an old man stood up, and I mean a big old man, thick Norwegian guy, and
Like
his
a
wife.
Viking.
Huh?
Like a Viking.
Yeah, but this guy was great hair too.
Yeah.
We could talk about this. This guy had beautiful white hair.
Yeah. Do you have hair dreams still?
Do I what?
Have hair dreams? I have dreams where I have
no.
a full head of hair and they're lucid, and I'm like, wait, am I dreaming? And you're like, yeah, but you really have hair, even though it's a dream. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, run with this. Stay in.
And then I wake up and I'm like, ah!
Or this.
Yeah,
That's different.
yeah. Type of hair. So he had this beautiful head of white hair. Yoshi's on stage.
Yeah, and he yelled to the stage, and when Yoshi asked what he said, they explained in English that he didn't come here to be insulted in front of his wife,
Yeah. That's it.
and stormed out with his wife. This is a couple who've been sitting in the front row. They just got hammered by me.
Yeah.
And Yoshi's going up, and he asked a question, and it sets him right off.
Yeah.
They weren't having it.
Straw
From
that
a
broke the
6'3"
camel's back.
Korean guy
Yeah.
in Oslo talking about his grandmother's pussy for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's so fun that some people think it's bad when they get insulted, and then other people just absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's different, right? There's some, I think and then that will roll down to, I think, people that just generally get triggered by things in their everyday life. You know, the old saying, you know, can't take a joke.
Yeah.
It's really a baseline for life. There's either a thumbs up or a thumbs down with the funnies, right?
So, like Patrice used to say, and people like, words should never hurt you.
No.
Like, especially as you're a comic. But, like, you get triggered. There's a dual thing where it's like, there's freedom of speech, but there's repercussions to the freedom of speech, right? So you can say whatever you want, but there's going to be fallout from the things that you say.
Yeah, you can't claim diplomatic immunity from a smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've kind of, look, you're somebody who's, you know, you run with some pretty volatile, you know, New York comedy is a different, it's like, fuck you and your feelings.
Yeah.
And then, but what it is I'm trying to engage with you.
Yeah, it still has to be funny because there's so many people that make good, dirty comics look bad with sure,
yeah.
I could just say the N-word, of course, look. And then it's not funny. And you're just like, oh, you're ruining it for the rest of us.
That's been an epidemic over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Is people leaning off, and the worst is people say, I do what you do.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
we
just
do
like,
the same thing.
Yeah, no. No. Not even, no. And I think that's their way of, like, using somebody that's had successes in a genre, a flavor of comedy.
Yeah, because what we do is a genre. It's you said it once when you were like, about Dylan Mendelsohn.
The tall chick.
Yeah, that tall woman that transitioned before it was popular.
No makeup either.
Could you take my ears and make them tits? So it's going to look real weird. I don't care, they're big. And you said, there's no us without him. So there has to be the reflection of like that clean to have that dirty. You know, there has to be a Jim Gaffigan or there's no Nick DiPaolo, you know?
Yeah, what's your diet look like now?
Not good enough.
But at least you fucking, just from your previous career, you actually can sit down and
I know how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how to do it.
It's just meal prep.
It's meal prep.
Yeah.
That's everything.
That's
if
everything.
you could just go on fish and vegetables for 6 weeks, all your problems are solved.
Are you serious?
Yes. Like when I had cholesterol problems before, a few years ago, they're like, we put you on meds. I tried the meds. I was dizzy. And I go, fuck this. I'm just going back to my bodybuilder diet. Sure, 6 weeks. Yeah, numbers are great. So it's so hard. And then, like, when you're on the road, it's hard. And then when you got a kid, you have to just fucking go, okay, Sunday, I'm making 7 days worth of meals. And take 3 hours and get all your food. And then you're good.
But I can, too. What you brought up was that, look, you know, you're home, say you're home for a month and a half. Mm-hmm. You're sticking to the schedule. You're doing it all. And then you go on the road and the restaurant's all closed down here at 4. Mm-hmm. Do you want a falafel?
Yeah.
Or dog shit?
Yeah.
Because you gotta go.
You gotta eat.
Vegetarian. Because you don't know what cat meat is flying around in here and how many buns and fucking pasta. It's very difficult to stay healthy.
So hard.
In traveling. I was sick, man. I did, I think, like 12 countries in a month.
That's nuts.
Or sorry, in a year. I hated it when I first moved to LA so much. I booked as anybody who would take me around the world. And I was, my body was a mess. Yeah. From planes, trains, and
Travel's
automobiles.
hard on you too. Ron Bennington said that. I called in after my scare and I go, I'm good. I'm going to Minnesota this week. He's like, you shouldn't be traveling. I'm like, why? You sit in a plane, you land, you go to a hotel. He's like, but there's a lot of toll on your body when you travel.
The anxiety.
Yeah, I get so much.
Yeah.
Why? Why is there? I don't understand. I talked to my therapist. She's like, well, you're not in the moment. Like, I get anxious a week before a flight. And I don't know what for. And, you know...
Is it the Gestapo element of an airport check?
I think it is. Because once I got pulled over leaving Canada, and they're like, have you ever been arrested? And I go, yeah. And they took me into the room, and they weren't even allowed to ask that. You're not allowed to ask if you've been arrested. You're allowed to ask if you've been convicted. And so I was arrested as a young offender. Remember that in Canada? They had the Young Offenders Act.
You were trying to be an honest Canadian, and they fucking ass hammered you. And now every day you wake up, and if I had those two guys in a room, I would pummel them for being bullies.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and you don't know. You're a kid. You don't know how to fucking say, no, you can't do that. I know my rights. You don't know your
You've
rights.
got
when you're a kid.
200 horror stories going through your head because now you're locked in a room with people that can manipulate and change your life forever.
Yeah, that's it.
Forever. That's why you do comedy, because you respect freedom.
Yeah.
And you respect the chance to say what you want. And you should have made a farting noise and just peeled right through the border.
They remember Kathleen McGee? She got nailed, and she can never come back.
Yeah, because she was promoting herself on the internet in the U.S.
And she was also fat then, too. So like, no, we got enough of you. Go back to Alberta, cow. She's thinner now. She lost a lot of weight. It's amazing to see how people change. Like Kathleen, like filthy comic, full-on freedom of speech person. But sometimes I'll see her lean into stuff like really politically, and you're kind of shocked by it. And you're like, oh, okay, that seems weird. That line between liberal and conservative has changed so much. Because we're liberals, right? Like,
I don't think
by definition.
Yeah, but don't
speak
define me. This is part of the problem.
Yeah.
This is the snake eating its tail,
Okay.
and I respect it. Look, you're clearly leaning in my favor of my ideology, but I don't affiliate myself with any gangs.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Whether it be a politician. Oh, chocolate.
Oh. Tasty. There's fiber in it. That food tastes funny.
These people, see, I'm like locked it up because once I start screaming, I already have people do this when they see me, or they'll turn around. They'll be like,
Why?
all the time. Some old man yelled at Jared in my building because he was trying to get in without a fob.
Yeah.
And I came down to let him in. He looked at me and then walked away, and I let Jared in. And then I followed him into the mail room to grab my mail, and when the guy turned around, he shit his fucking pants. I think he saw me let Jared in and say something, and then thought I was going to pummel him for being an asshole to him.
Oh, okay.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
And I had a dead cat wrapped around my neck too. So
Excuse me, sir.
I tongue it like this.
Yeah, I was put into. Everybody thought I was an alt-right comedian for years because, like, where I was working.
Well, when you had the rebel flag headband.
Yeah. When I got a Ford F-150 and there was a rack on the back and I wrote Muzzy Rack on it.
Is it not exhausting? Now look, to go back to what you were talking about before is, you doing comedy in New York, you guys are, look, you're no slouches. You guys are on everything.
Yeah.
You have to be, because you know that the guy in the same city's already written 10 jokes about it. And if you ain't moving it and shaking it, you're not really doing anything in New York.
That's exactly it. It's always got to be new. It's always got to be different.
Yeah.
No set lists, I mean, I gave up set lists fucking years and years ago. At least 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. I have, if I'm doing something taped, I'll write all my stand-up into a screenplay format.
Yeah.
And to give myself my beat measurements. Yeah. Because I get the wheels squealing, and all I'm doing is donuts.
Yeah.
It
you write
burns
stage
out.
directions, cross left, show rear end to audience.
When I wrote out my comedy now, because I was so worried that they weren't going to air it.
Yeah.
I fought tooth and nail to get it, and I was not a favorite for it. It took forever, but I kept hammering it so hard in Toronto.
Yeah.
They had to open the door, and I I'd been in Humber at that time, and I'd taken screenwriting with Lauren Furlman, one of my favorite teachers. I bombed horribly in his class. He literally had the same talk to a lot of employers and teachers have had with me. He goes, look, we really like you, but we can't have you here.
Yeah.
So I had meticulously written out all my stand-up into a 60-page script and gave it to Millen, Terry Sharples. Yeah. And I said, listen, this is it. So this is everything I'm going to do in the order I'm going to do it. This is literally probably about 99% of how it's going to go down. If there's anything in here that's a discrepancy, now would be the time to raise your hand.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want to waste anybody's time here. And this is important to me. Here's my Bible.
Yeah.
Wow. I do the first taping. Mark Breslin comes in and goes, they want to talk to you. And I go, who? And he goes, all of them.
Yeah.
I go into the Masonic Temple there, where they taped them, and there's literally 12 people all sitting on this long couch, and they want to talk to me about what I just performed, and they have a problem with one of my jokes. I thought they were going to bury my pull out a cigar, it's like my dad's big joke, because it was just so pungent and pop. There was no adjustments. It was either in or out, and I knew that. Look, it's Canadian television. I just told everyone I sucked my dad's dick.
Yeah.
It's not going to be really at the front of the line as far as keepers.
Yeah.
They tell me, first of all, I think what they were trying to do is put their finger in my fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Because what they came back to me with was the joke about my pants being ripped, or my shorts and ball meat hanging out like gum.
Yeah.
It's a hubba bulba.
Yeah.
It's the joke, I think. Right? That was it. And I'd said, look, that was something I constructed week 1 in this, and I'd be happy to exile this bit. And is that it? But you should have seen the look of like, they couldn't frame it and put it on the wall because there was a huge Hamilton brown shit stain right through that Picasso, and in turn I got a standing O and a Gemini award, and that's when Mark told me that this is the end of the line, kid.
Why?
No, not like that. In the sense that if I had won an Emmy award in the U.S., I'd be a millionaire.
Yep.
Like
there you are, you're back in Berg the next weekend.
That was the thing. I remember driving to Peterborough for the 3rd time to fight Sebastian Bach.
Yeah.
And thinking, I had people come out, like at Berg. Oh, speaking of Berg, some lady, heckler, kicked his cops in the balls and dropped an N-bomb on him in Berg.
Wow.
At the end of my show.
Nip.
It was wild. It was an old bus station that they converted into a condo. It had like a 55-foot high ceilings.
That guy had superhero hands, remember? Bob.
Yeah.
He had real bad, what was it
psoriasis.
Called? Psoriasis,
yeah. I'd never seen it that advanced.
No, he had bad psoriasis. Nice guy.
Super sweetheart.
I remember at BJ Woodbury opening for me. This is back when I would drink, so I think I polished a bottle or 2 of red wine at the club, and I go, all right, let's go. And I remember BJ Woodbury being scared to get in the car with me, and I'm like, how the tide has changed.
I know. He was used to drive around this little red convertible.
Yeah.
And I mean small car. It looked like a child's go-kart.
Remember all those guys we were afraid of becoming?
Yeah.
Because they were just like these kind of characters. And they would do well.
Hey, BJ Mark told me, because people would come out, BJ's loose cannon and what have you, but he goes, Mark would say, look, who else am I going to have play the rough and tumble rooms and kill?
Yeah.
And I see BJ absolutely destroy.
Yeah.
Even Scott Harris, who I found
yeah.
on social media, he's like doing cruise ships or something.
Yeah.
He would annihilate. But again, look, if you want to have any success in Canadian show business, leave it. I remember you were going back and forth New York auditioning and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like New York's a 22-hour drive that way.
Yeah.
And there's, I'm dealing with political climates that are all suffocated.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I used to think like when shit went real bad, if I'm like, I gotta go back to Canada. Is this where we meet the victim?
You know what?
What?
We're going to...
How do we get back? I feel like we're so far.
Okay. Let's go back.
I was expecting your place to pop up, and I'm like, I don't feel like we've done this circle at all.
I got caught up in the conversation and we missed the bridge.
Oh.
What time is it?
11:20.
Oh. Okay, we're good.
Nice.
How do you feel about yourself?
Pretty good. It's a half-hour walk back now.
Did you got a knee or an ankle thing going?
No, that's just how I walk.
Bit of a swing to it?
A little bit of giddy up.
Jared has one leg longer
my
than the
giddy
other
up.
too.
Does he really?
Yeah, I was
just
joking
how I
about it. I said, what happens when you get a grocery cart?
Should we take scooters back?
I've never been on one of those in my life. We could just run as hard as we can.
I'm done.
Really? Is it that like that?
I don't want to run. Are you kidding me?
Well, you walk. No, I mean like
Horseback riding
you walk in.
2 days ago.
How often are you in Manhattan?
5 nights a week, but I drive now.
Not during rush hour.
I drive whenever I have to. Sometimes it takes an hour and a half to get in. Sometimes it takes 35 minutes.
Okay. You got a house with a garage on it?
Got a big old house, big garage, 1/3 of an acre, about 4,000 square feet. Nice big deck, nice front deck, golf course, a minute away, go bass fishing.
Yeah, there's
Great
no
life.
way you're gonna raise your kid in New York.
No.
I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what kind of child
people
you get.
do, but
Yeah. A kid that's never seen grass in his life.
yeah, I know. It's a concrete jungle.
Completely. That's what I like about this place is it's very, very green all the time. So much ass. I need some hole.
I haven't had any hole. I was trying to get some last night from my wife, but then we got home and the kids were awake. And I was like,
Said every man with a family
Yeah.
every day.
you don't fuck as much.
No?
No. Maybe once
Well,
a
you've been
month.
married what, like 7 years?
It'll be 6 years in
6
September.
years?
It's not easy.
Your wife
We
is also a comic?
Yeah, we went on a reality show on Showtime called Couples Therapy.
Oh no, that'd be pretty funny. She's got some bite to her too. She's funny.
Yeah, it was so. We did 20 episodes, and on the 20th we almost got divorced. I was like, "Well, this would be great TV if I'm like, it's over now." And they never aired us yet, thank God, because they were like, we had to go
Were you
more
being
diverse.
combative for the camera?
No, I
Or
was
did you have
trying to
legitimate-
win with the therapist. I was like, yeah, poor me.
Was she hot?
Huh?
Was the therapist hot?
No, but it was.
Cause that'd be cool if you fuck.
Fuck the therapist.
Yeah.
Leave your wife for the therapist.
Yeah.
But people love the show now, and we're still like in the bumpers for it. And I'm like, ugh, it was so bad. I cry on it a lot.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's awesome to cry. Love crying. Cry all the time. You don't cry?
Oh yeah, in the shower, but I don't
Yeah.
want everyone to see.
Cry a lot.
What's it mostly? Now I'm associating crying with pain.
Sure. A lot of pain.
Is that why?
Frustration. There was resentment in our relationship, because she was pregnant or she was home with the kid and I was out doing spots. And
Yeah.
She wanted to be doing spots and
Yeah.
I was making a living and supporting us. And it's not easy. It's a little competitive, I think, at times. And you can't do that in this business. You can't focus on... you can try and find a roadmap to what the successful people have done, but you really got to find your own way.
And that's the problem with Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Is no one's looking for their way.
Yeah.
They're looking for somebody else's way.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I remember.
And New York is fuck off, I'm working on it.
Yeah, eyes on your own paper.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
Just work on your own shit. And like, sure, everyone wants to pop on the Tonight Show. Everybody wants an hour spent, like, but you got to find your own way. Once you find your own audience.
No one's popping on late night talk shows.
No one pops on them.
No. I
Podcasts
actually
are the
think it
new-
would be almost frowned upon.
But it's a nice feather in your cap, you know, especially if you like
Like the
you're a
Winnipeg
dirty
Comedy
comic.
Festival?
Yeah, exactly. I remember that.
I never.
The person that used to run that's a woman now.
I heard there was some sort of changeover. Look how happy you are. You love losing dudes to the cause.
Less competition.
I can see, yeah, it's like good.
I
Yeah,
lo-
that's why there's no, look, you're not angry.
No, I'm not angry.
You're happy.
I'm not phobic. I'm not afraid to go to her house and shoot her. Call me phobic. I'll chase her down a dark alley and beat her.
You're actually, I would think, an ally
I'm an ally
to the trans community.
I would say the gay community. The trans.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get it. But I want
It's
to
not
talk
your job
to
to
one.
get it.
I want to talk to one. And just
To
be
me, you
like,
live in New York, you probably held hands with one in the elevator.
oh my God. I just don't. I don't get it. I get the gay thing. I worked as a stripper on Sunday
yeah,
nights.
but you're
for
a
gay
black and white kind of individual.
men. Am I really?
Yeah, they're dealing with rainbows.
Yeah. It's a spectrum.
Yeah, it's either, for you, it's like black, white, gay, straight.
Right.
That's because you were born in what, 82?
72.
72 year old.
Yeah. Gonna be 50.
I am 50.
Yeah.
I'm already dead though. That's the thing. You say, oh yeah, you look pretty good for your age.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead.
I don't get it. And there's more and more trans comics, and some of them are funny now.
Hey, first of all, more and more trans comics, that doesn't mean they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people that claim comedy. I don't know. Somebody told me some time ago, they go, if you don't claim it on your income tax,
Yeah.
you're not really a professional comic.
I remember that.
Isn't that, when the government can tax you, you're validated
Yeah.
as an artist.
Yeah.
I would think, right? When the man looks at your paintings and goes, I want a piece.
Yeah.
That's when you're, but then you got these anomalies, like Tim Dillon, Brian Holtzman, Joey Diaz.
Andrew Schultz. Some people get so successful that you look at it and you're like, God, I want that. And then you forget how good you have it.
Oh fuck yeah! I'll
Tim
tell you
is
that
so
first
funny.
trip to South Africa really humbled me.
What?
Do you know Koki Falco?
No.
Like, I think I flew in at night. Anyway, the ghettos and the scale of it, and realizing that there's no plumbing or electricity
Yeah.
for 10 square miles. Everyone's in a tin shack.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been inside a tool shed in the summer?
Mm-hmm.
It's soul destroying.
Yeah.
And the amount of, like, not to mention, when you're marginalized to live like a prehistoric caveman, and there's all these medieval governments, and like they told me, for certain crimes, they soak a tire in gasoline
Yeah.
and pull it down over your shoulders, so you're like this,
Yeah.
and then they light it up, buddy.
Really?
I
And
think
then you
that's
got a
for
hula hoop
rapists.
out of it?
There's no trial or like board the accused for a crime with them. That's what I think. Because we go back to you crossing the border and the SS pulling you aside on a whim, there's repercussions to that, and that's why your career is malicious.
Yeah. Because those border security people did this.
It goes back.
Yeah. But when you start to decompartmentalize that baggage, that's when you get better. Isn't it amazing,
Yeah.
like so many years in, you're still always trying to get better?
And usually it's rooted in, you usually get better as a person first.
Yeah.
And then things kind of spiral out from that. But a lot of people are trying to work backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I told there's a lot of people that do very well on stage, but off stage they're terrible people.
Mm-hmm.
Just the worst. Go get a personality, read a book.
Yeah.
And I went to school in Hamilton.
Yeah, one book. Watch, Spot, Run.
I don't think I read one book in school.
Really?
Yeah. I think I didn't until after I'd moved to Vancouver and I was soul searching.
That's a nice place to live.
What's that?
That's a nice place to live. Back
Yeah.
then.
93 to 96.
Yeah.
It was a great, best thing I ever did for myself. We were talking about getting out of Canada to chase your dream to where there's actually opportunities, and going from Hamilton in the 90s to Vancouver, it may as well have been Narnia for me. It was just a wild place. And
So
then,
beautiful.
so
Gorgeous
beautiful.
women. I met my first fiance in Vancouver.
Hot chicks in Vancouver.
Very hot chicks.
Yeah, a lot of work though, like LA women.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there. They want sushi.
Yeah. She had big fake tits, collagen lips.
Yeah, I think it's this sugar daddy capital of the world. You know that? There's
Could
more
be.
whores in those buildings than anywhere
Yeah.
in the world. Whores. I'm gonna kick the front wheel of this kid's mountain bike, and that kid's gonna go right in your arms. And you're gonna give a
I
thumbs
saved
up.
him. It didn't look like
You get enough exercise
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
the rest of the week,
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot. I was gonna sneak off to the gym after this. I'm not doing that now.
You could go to my gym right over here.
Could, or we could go eat fucking hamburgers and drink non-alcoholic beer.
I got an appointment. I'm gonna have to leave as soon as we get back. but-
Dentist?
No, I haven't seen my dentist. I missed last year, and I'm too afraid to get a new dentist
What?
because I like my dentist at Bathurst.
Where's your old dentist? Back in Toronto?
Bathurst and Bloor. You know where that Pizza is in the corner?
Yeah.
It's just on the
Near
same
Honest
side.
Ed's, where that used to be.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not there
yeah.
anymore, is it?
I know, isn't that wild? What a. But look at, first of all, who can dominate that much real estate in downtown Toronto? It was the size of fucking a stadium.
Nobody.
That
My
warehouse.
house in Toronto would be $4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Why?
Yeah, the rent or whatever, the land, I don't know what the deed was. I'd love to see the paper trail of that place since it opened.
What went there? Condos? Seems like they would be condos.
Most likely. Everything, there's no room for anything other than living spaces and business. Toronto's fucked. Can't afford to live in it anymore, and Vancouver's one of the most expensive cities anywhere. It's like, I don't want to go to fucking Northern Ontario. I don't want to go to Thunder Bay to get a peace of
No.
mind. And it's a decent a lifestyle.
Tell you where I like Nashville.
Oh yeah?
It's like big enough, but it's not ruined yet.
Okay.
Really
A lot of
good
people
comedy
moved there
club
during the pandemic, yeah.
Zanies is there. It's great. I love it.
Well,
Nashville's really nice. Another hour, then we get back.
When I got baked before we left, and I just started wandering.
That must be nice.
What do you got going on? You're always at the stand.
I'm at the stand a lot. I don't work at the cellar.
Yeah, what is that?
Well,
You said it like
I auditioned there a few years ago. She passed me. You have to audition.
yeah, I know. It's like the store too.
And she passed me, and she wanted me to host because I used to host a lot. And right about then, I
Yeah,
was
yeah, you're a
breaking
great
out
host.
hosting.
I've seen you host at the stand
Yeah.
a lot, and those you bring the crowd up and
Right
it's
away.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I was the best
Showtime,
host,
motherfuckers.
best host in New York City for like a few years. Who comes out of there? She heard that fart noise. Did you see that?
Yeah, she looked.
How could she hear that with that music?
Because
playing?
I was staring at her hole so hard that the hairs were turning in the opposite direction. And then you said shit comes out of there.
Yeah.
And my mouth got drier.
Yeah. I auditioned, she passed me, but then never gave me spots. And I'm telling you this, it was the closest to suicidal I've ever felt.
No.
I was so, because you build up the cellar in your mind.
Well, yeah, it's like getting spit on by Mitzi Shore.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. So then I was like, all right. And then I got angry about it. And then I'm like, this isn't going to help anything. So then I just forgot about it and decided to get better and better. And now I just don't even touch the place.
Yeah.
The stand's a better club so far as they support comics. The cellar's got 4 rooms, they're packed, the kill boxes every time, but the stand is the first place to bring Louis back, first place to bring Ari back, and it's like they've always got comics backs.
Yeah, well, those guys, they do love comedy. I
Yeah.
met them years ago through Giannis.
Yeah.
And I could see these guys really invested in you guys.
Yeah.
And those guys,
Is it all the way over there? Oh my God.
I fell asleep. We were supposed to cross at that bridge there.
Jesus.
No one likes. No one. I take people for walks. You should have seen fucking those 2 slubs from Toronto that I had out here. That were. I'd walk them in the sun. It was like 98 out.
Yeah.
And they're in track pants and a hoodie.
Yeah.
And I walk them for like 5 hours, high noon.
Yeah.
Push them away from the water.
Yeah.
That's how you.
It's so hot.
There's other ways to kill people.
Yeah.
You
Brian
could just
Hatt
walk 'em.
just walking. He's funny, Brian Hatt.
I know. I was trying to get Brian to come out here. He's another guy.
Yeah.
You know, I've made phone calls. Steinberg, I called a little while ago.
Yeah.
To say, look,
Remember how funny Sam Easton used to be?
dude, I did a gig for Sam Easton and his gambling buddies about 2 months ago here. Mm-hmm. It was the weirdest thing. Kevin Harrod got turned back at the border because his pardon had expired.
Yeah, I was talking to him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he told me. I go, listen, come down, surprise Aaron. He's going to be here.
Yeah.
We'll have a little powwow. I thought literally he was going to walk in the door with me and him last night when we came. So, as a surprise, he goes, I just did that guy's podcast. I go, hey, they're coming here. So,
boy, he's funny.
I've always leaned on him to get up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He just never.
He's so
never
funny.
pushed hard
Even
enough.
now, he's still got that click where he's just. When the more upset he is, the more I laugh all the time. It's comical.
There's a sensibility that comics need to have to get to that highest level where just every thought is funny.
Yeah.
And so few people have it.
Yeah, Dan Dunn.
Boy, I remember him.
Jesus.
Jack Norman called him a goof once. Just straight up prison talk.
Oh yeah, I'm from Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's not a negotiation.
No.
That's a fist fight. Yeah. And Dan is a I don't know, street. I remember we were sitting in front of. I came out of the fucking brass rail. Mm-hmm. And Dan Dunn was in front of the Big Slice. Mm-hmm. And I go, Dan, let's get some pizza.
No, you must have been at Zanzibar then.
Yes.
Yes.
It was Zanzibar, which I heard closed. And Dan and I are sitting in front of the Big Slice on the stoop on a Friday or Saturday, late night. And Dan's wearing coveralls with no shirt and some sort of boots.
Yeah.
And these Middle Eastern guys walk by, and Dan looks up at them and goes, and the one guy just fucking, and Dan stands up, throws a slice of pizza on the ground, pulls his straps off, and starts trying. He goes, I will bite your fucking nose off.
Yeah.
And his friend's pulling away, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, he's gonna bite your friend's nose off.
Yeah. That is not halal.
Dan can move though. He's got that Chris Farley gene.
Yeah.
And he was a wrestling kid in high school.
I didn't know that.
He showed me a picture where he looked like a young Sam Kinison. Dan always looked like a bullfrog on its hind legs though.
Mm-hmm. Drugs. He loved drugs, huh?
Yeah. He's not dead.
He's not?
No.
What's he doing now?
Living in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
He's got a Winnebago that got T-boned by a cement truck.
He
drives
was in
that
it.
around.
He was in it sleeping.
Yeah, no, but some guy did drive into his camper truck,
Jesus
whatever.
Christ.
But I think they raised some money and some guy pulled out all the panels and stuff for him. Yeah, he pumped. I love when the comics that really have only been around for a couple years and Dan Dunn strolls into the room. They have no idea what's about to happen.
Well, I'd love to see him.
Yeah,
Glenn Foster, remember him?
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I see Glenn's out and about.
yeah, causing trouble, doing native jokes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh, is it 4th of July today?
yeah.
Oh, so this guy's actually running with an American flag.
Yeah,
Like,
God
who's gonna
bless
win
him.
it? Yeah. This guy's actually got full American flag.
Happy 4th. Thanks. Good chat.
Yeah, I guess. I saw a guy laying flat down. I thought he was looking for his contacts, but he was dead from
Yeah.
heat stroke.
Another,
When are you going to be back in Austin? Are you
Another
going
hour
to come
and a
do the
half.
Canada Day show next year for 7 people?
maybe. Is that how many show up?
Last year it was packed.
Who
but
else is on?
I couldn't get the people I wanted, so I'm going with Jared.
No Smothers Brothers?
No Smothers, bro. Smith and Smith.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
Red Green.
that guy made a fucking ton of
Yeah.
money. He came to the school one time.
What about John Doerr?
John's living in like Alaska with a lady and her child.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was. I think he was around a little while ago.
Very funny. Very funny guy. Didn't like to follow me.
Well, you're a little crass.
Yeah.
John is more of a Steve Martin, where you're more of a Don Knotts. Well, all right, Andy. Remember when you used to do that? And then you flick a cigar at a lady's face. I've seen what's his name do that? Bob Azuda as Tony Clifton.
Bob Zamuda.
Bob Zamuda.
Zamuda.
They had a week of Clifton shows at the store.
Yeah.
And he came out with Horst in the band, and he does songs and stuff. And I also, Paul Provenza's Green Room,
Yeah.
he broke in with a couple of Horst. But that motherfucker flicks a lit cigarette,
Yeah.
hot heater,
Yeah.
right at this fucking people's face. Like, he goes right for your face
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
It's wild. And it's just accepted as part of the show.
Yeah.
I want to get to a level where I can flick lit cigarettes at my fans.
Maybe you're already there and you don't know it.
Well, you've got a series of. Are you over at Gas Digital?
Yeah.
What are
I
you doing
I
there?
left
You got like
Compound
on
Media.
6 podcasts or
I got
like,
one podcast. I downsized.
One.
I used to do 5 shows a week.
Yeah, I
with
know.
Compound Media. I left because I felt like it was time to move on. That was not easy. I walked away from a living, man. I was making a really good living. I did not have to worry about money, and I just felt my partner.
You wouldn't have got into comedy if you were trying to make a living.
No.
Let's be honest,
My
right?
partner needed help. My partner really struggles with alcohol, and I
Who
said
your partner?
that I used to do the podcast.
Oh, I
with.
thought you were talking about your wife.
No,
I'm like,
no, she's not my partner. I'm not gay.
I thought you were kind of.
I said,
Hey.
I go.
But you jacked off for guys.
Yeah, that's gay for pay.
That's gay. The gay starts with gay.
No, what if I said pay for gay? And it starts with pay.
It's half
All right.
queer.
Well,
But half queer is full queer.
I said, you gotta get some help or I can't work with you. And he said, no, I'll do this and this, but I'm not getting help. So that went on for a while, and then of course it came back around. And I just said,
That was a
I'm
hard
done.
decision for you to make, but an easy one for him because he's an alcoholic.
Right.
He's completely disappointed his partnerships and
Throughout life.
relationships
Yeah.
consistently, and that's what alcoholics do.
Yeah. So I left. So now I'm at Gas. I do 1 podcast a week. The numbers are doubling monthly. And it's more, the last show I did in Hot Water was so funny. I think it was the funniest show anywhere. But it was behind a paywall. So, only a few thousand people saw it.
I think I did it.
We might have.
Is that the one with Gino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just it wasn't expanding. If they would have done Gas's model, which is put censored clips out on YouTube and then be like, hey, subscribe to see the full thing, it would have blown up. And it was around before the Blaze.
It didn't have a loving touch.
No.
from the man.
No, that's exactly.
If it had that 10% more that you needed to kind of push it over the rim.
Yeah.
But you know it as well as I do that people, they provide places for you to do what you do. They kind of come and go, and you consistently do your thing.
Do what you do, yeah.
And there's a bird. Huh? See him?
Mm-hmm.
Birds. Not Bergs. Birds. Is Berg short for anything?
No. Get another pack or two of hot dogs on your way back? Why?
Get a pack.
You want to just put your dick in a Ziploc bag and I'll send them a picture?
I'm getting horny.
Yeah, me too. Why don't you go ask her if she wants to have sex when she's done fucking wakeboarding?
This is what happens when you're married, is that your single friends, you put them in terribly sabotage-y,
Yeah.
romantic, like, go ask that chick that's way better than
Yeah.
you to fuck in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they go, it didn't work. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
better
I'm
you
glad
than me,
I'm married.
loser. Yeah.
I
I don't have that problem.
I got pussy scheduled in 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, I guess because you're working off, literally you can throw your watches out the window because now you're on baby time
Yeah.
for 18 years.
And then that's it.
Yeah, that's cool. Look, first of all, you'll be 70.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll still have something going on. Hopefully,
Yeah, you don't retire from this.
No. And look, when I had seen those 100-year George Burns performances, I nowhere near want to be doing stand-up when I'm 100 years old, but I'd like to see the benchmark
Yeah.
of like, okay, you can do this for 100 years.
Yeah.
And
Rickles.
yeah,
You
I
just
took
keep
my mother
going.
to see Rickles in Hamilton.
I'm sad I never got to see him.
It's one of those things, like Johnny Cash is
Yeah.
another one, you know what I mean?
I saw Carlin and it was disappointing.
Really?
I went with Jack Norman. We paid $100 a ticket.
Did Alan Park go to that one too?
I don't know.
Because Park had come back and he said in the first 2 minutes, he said it smelled like a sardines cunt and all the white hairs walked out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that good.
Not good. He had notes on stage, in a theater with 2,000 people, working off of notes, and you're just like, the opener was some horrible road hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good. One of the best shows I ever saw was Dick Gregory at Caroline's when I first moved to New York, and I was like, wow. And then
How about Attell on Christmas at Caroline's?
Attell is amazing. I did a
You
summer.
got spoiled though. You've been spoiled.
I did a
You've been
summer
doing,
of shows
10
with
years?
Attell,
Yeah.
where every night we'd go, during COVID, we'd go outside together for 40 minutes on stage and just fuck around. And it was the funniest I'd been. He's so fucking fast and so funny.
What's his name?
Dave Attell.
No, the other guy you were saying.
Who? Oh, Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
But I
Never
went back
seen
to
it.
see him a few years later, and they announced him, and no one came out. And they're like, oh, all right, maybe take a minute. And like 7 minutes later, he came out. And he's like, hey, I had an accident. And I guess he like shit himself waiting to come on. Like, he was that old.
Oh.
So you don't want to get to that point.
Yeah. You kind of, do you lose the stage when you're incontinent? Is that like you're fired?
You got to ask.
If you shit yourself on the job, you can't do
What was
the
his
job.
name? What was the guy that did it
Horowitz.
in Canada? Larry Horowitz.
Yeah. I didn't know why you were
Egg
even
salad
searching for
sandwiches.
the name.
Yeah.
You knew exactly who
Yeah,
did that.
Larry Horowitz. And
Poor
then he
Larry died.
Wrapped his blazer around his waist and went back on.
Well, that was. You want to hear that the front of that
Yeah.
outdoor, like some outdoor arts festival in Berg in a tent to do a corporate. Well, they had a big plastic bowl of Caesar salad.
Yeah.
They had been sitting in the sun, like hot Caesar salad.
Yeah.
And Larry gets there late and misses the food. They say, well, there's this big bowl of Caesar salad, but it's been in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Larry's like, let me handle this. Eats it. Well, Larry also has a bit where he would put the a blood pressure thing around his neck in the doctor's room and pump it, make his face turn red as a closer.
Yeah.
And when he did that, he shit his pants.
Yeah.
And when I say shit his pants, he shit his pants on stage.
Yeah.
He was standing there, and it's a tent, so the wind's blowing through the tent. Larry just gurgles his drawers up with just a pillowcase full of horse shit.
Yeah.
And the tent is like, people are, whew, that's not horse shit.
Yeah.
That's Larry shit.
Yeah.
He bolts from the stage. I'll be right back. Takes off his dress shirt, wipes himself up, goes back, with his blazer on and it around his waist, and his undershirt on, a wife beater. Doing a show, it's like 87 out. You just ate 6 pounds of spoiled mayonnaise and lettuce. Total salmonella spreader. Larry liked to eat.
Yeah.
You know, I heard stories of him going to all-you-can sushi place and just literally sitting there all day.
Yeah. And then people would say the moral of the story was, you always do your time.
Yeah. He was, he was one of the original, 8?
Yep. Kenny Robinson.
Yeah.
Who else? The other black
Jim
dude.
McAleese. And
I can't remember.
there was a few. You'd see the old promo in The Office, and you're like, wow, look at these fucking guys. Yeah. And then you'd run into them and go, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm way better than this. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. You ever take the wife and kids across Canada? Sure.
No, we're gonna get an RV and shoot something. Like go drive across.
Totally
and
do that. And how old's your child? 6?
Should
4?
be 5.
Yeah.
It's turning 5.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be before you're like 10 years old to get into a car with you. Because after 10, you're really not having it. You're starting to move to teenager. I don't want to hang out with these losers.
Yeah.
My parents suck. Blah blah blah. But when they're younger like that, they'll actually appreciate a long highway drive into the wilderness. Cut through Lake Louise and all that shit up. Oh, you're gonna
Banff.
Yeah. Even through the Maritimes. A lot of people sleep on that coast, but it's fucking
PEI is gorgeous.
beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. It's just the French.
The French.
Anyway. Hey, this guy's got a camera too.
Yeah. His podcast is called Why I Don't Kill Myself.
Well, on that note, thanks for being on the show, Aaron.
Thanks for having me. Another 25 minutes back to the place.
We got 13 more days of walk here.
Holy smokes.
And where can people find you? On what registry?
On Twitter at Aaron Berg Comedy, Instagram at Aaron Berg Comedy. My YouTube channel's up. And I do comedy all the time in New York City. I'm always at the Stand or Gotham. Those are the places. Let's go dip in this batshit filled river and clean off.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
He's just a roustabout.